In the quiet town of Willow Creek, people barely noticed Claire Morgan. She was a woman in her early 40s, soft-spoken, always polite, always invisible. She worked as an assistant at a real estate firm owned by Ethan Ross, a powerful man admired by the town. To the world, Claire was ordinary. But behind her calm eyes lived a woman carrying years of humiliation, betrayal, and silent suffering. Ethan Ross had stolen her ideas, taken credit for her work, and when she protested, he destroyed her reputation. He spread lies, made sure she would never be promoted, and finally fired her under false accusations. When Claire reported him, no one believed her. The town chose power over truth. That was the day something inside Claire died and something far more dangerous was born. Claire disappeared from Willow Creek for 2 years. People assumed she had moved on, broken and defeated. But far away, in another city, Claire rebuilt herself. She studied business law, psychology, and digital finance. She learned how corporations hide their crimes, how powerful men manipulate systems, and how truth can be buried unless someone knows where to dig. Pain became her teacher. Silence became her weapon. She didn't want loud revenge. She wanted perfect justice. Claire returned to Willow Creek under a new identity, Clara Monroe, an investor representing a private development firm. Ethan Ross welcomed her with a smile, unaware that the woman standing before him was the same one he had destroyed. Claire watched him carefully, his arrogance, his confidence, his careless lies. She began investing small amounts into his projects, earning his trust. She attended meetings, signed papers, and quietly collected evidence. Emails, fake accounts, illegal land deals, bribes. Every secret Ethan had buried, Claire unearthed with patience. Claire didn't rush. She knew revenge rushed was revenge ruined. She anonymously tipped journalists. She alerted financial regulators. She forwarded evidence to former partners Ethan had betrayed. Slowly, cracks appeared. Banks froze accounts. Partners pulled out. The town that once admired Ethan began whispering. Ethan grew paranoid, angry, reckless. And Claire watched calm, steady, prepared. The final blow came during a public investors' conference. As Ethan stood on stage, confident and smiling, screens behind him suddenly changed. Emails appeared. Bank records followed. Audio recordings played. The room froze. Police entered. Reporters rushed forward. Ethan's face drained of color. He searched the crowd and found Claire. For the first time, he recognized her. She didn't smile. She didn't speak. She simply watched as the man who ruined her life was led away in handcuffs. Willow Creek changed. People apologized quietly, shamefully. Some avoided Claire. Some admired her. She didn't stay long. Justice wasn't about being seen. It was about being free. Claire left the town behind, not as a victim, not as a villain, but as a woman who refused to stay silent. And the lesson she left behind was simple: never underestimate a woman who has nothing left to lose and everything to reclaim. Ethan Ross was arrested, but his fall wasn't as complete as Claire expected. Money has a way of softening consequences. Within months, his lawyers managed to reduce charges. He lost his company, his status, but not his freedom. The town whispered again, this time questioning Claire. She went too far. She destroyed him. Claire heard the noise but said nothing. She knew one truth: men like Ethan don't learn, they wait. Claire moved to Seattle and started her own consulting firm. Life seemed peaceful. Then the messages began. Anonymous emails. Threats hidden as warnings. Photos of her apartment taken from across the street. Ethan wasn't finished. Claire realized something chilling. Revenge doesn't end when justice is served, it ends when fear changes sides. Claire didn't panic. She had learned patience the hard way. She hired private investigators, cyber experts, and legal advisors. Every message was traced. Every threat documented. Ethan's name surfaced again, tied to intimidation, blackmail, and illegal surveillance. This time, Claire didn't move alone. She connected with other women Ethan had destroyed. For the first time, their silence broke together. The women stepped forward one by one. A former assistant. A business partner's wife. A junior analyst fired after refusing him. Different stories. Same pattern. Media couldn't ignore it anymore. Ethan wasn't a fallen businessman, he was a predator hiding behind power. The storm Claire had waited for finally arrived. The courtroom was packed. Ethan looked smaller now, older, tired. Claire took the stand last. She didn't cry. She didn't shout. She spoke with facts. Dates. Emails. Numbers. Truth doesn't need emotion, it needs evidence. When the verdict came, the room went silent. Guilty. Ethan was sentenced. Not just to prison but to exposure. His name became a warning. Claire stood outside the courthouse, feeling no joy, no anger, only relief. Revenge had changed her, but it didn't define her. She had taken back something greater than dignity. She had taken back control. Years later, Claire funded legal aid for women with no voice. She never spoke publicly about Ethan. She didn't need to. Her legacy wasn't revenge. It was courage. And somewhere in Willow Creek, people still remembered the woman they ignored and the silence she broke.